Here is Xiaomi's first ever true smartwatch that uses Google's WearOS 3.5. I'm very happy that we are getting more smartwatch brands in the market, but is this watch actually good and should you buy it? I'll answer those two questions in this video, so let's get started. When we unbox the watch, what we're going to get is the watch itself, obviously, and also a charging cable. Nothing else is worth paying your attention to, so we'll return to the charger later. The watch itself is using a rather fairly simple design, so Xiaomi says it is a 46mm dial, which is surprisingly just a tad bit smaller than the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic 47mm that I am wearing. And the bezels on this Xiaomi Watch 2 Pro is also rather small, I would say. This watch has a 1.43-inch AMOLED screen with 466 by 466 pixels. It's a beautiful screen and I don't have any major issues with it. The only one annoyance that I have is the auto brightness level. When I'm indoors, somehow the auto brightness level is just dimmer than what I would have preferred, and I cannot set a brightness offset since that feature is just not available on the Xiaomi Watch 2 Pro. Not a big deal, it's just something that I want to point out. The bezel on this watch is also flat enough that swiping around the edges is comfortable. Unfortunately, this watch does not have any rotating bezels, and it doesn't even have a pseudo-rotating bezel by swiping around the edge of the watch and whatnot. What it does have though is a rotating crown at the side. Now, I thought this rotating crown is a replacement for not having a rotating bezel, but that's not really the case. The rotating bezel does not work for home screen widgets. We'll have to still swipe with our fingers. Why? I don't know, but it works in any other menus in this watch though. Pressing the crown will show you the list of apps available, and the app list interface is rather familiar with some other smartwatches interface. Hey. And hey, scrolling around the device is really smooth. I didn't have any hiccups at all. The top button of this watch is configurable to launch whatever apps you want upon a single press, so for me, I just set it to launch Google Wallet because why not? It's just convenient. And for Google Assistant shortcut though, you can have it to launch by holding the crown button. Will it rain?
Yes, today in Pedaling Jaya, there's a very high chance of scattered rain from now until tomorrow at about 6 AM.
If you press the bottom button, then it will just relaunch your most recent app. If you long press this bottom button, then it kinda acts like a power button too. What about the software features? Well, they're pretty standard for a Google Wear OS 3.5 smartwatch. Xiaomi has included their own flavor of the interface as well, so you can swipe down for notifications, then reply to any of the messages and also bring up Gboard to type them out, or swipe up from the bottom to access a 3x3 grid for all of the quick setting tiles. Since this is a Xiaomi product with Xiaomi's own spin on the software, there's obviously going to be some issues. There is a weird behavior that I really want Xiaomi to address. You see, one of the features that I personally always use is Do Not Disturb. For this watch, we can swipe up, press that crescent moon icon, and then we can set it to DND for X amount of hours. It will also sync with the phone's DND, as said in this setting menu here, but only if that feature works. I can't get it to work with my phone, so there's that. I also discovered one more weird behavior is that I schedule my phone to go into DND mode every 10 PM, and since this watch has a DND sync feature, I expect the DND to sync with the watch. But as mentioned earlier, it just doesn't sync with the watch, so that's okay. Because this watch also has its own scheduled DND mode, so I'll just set the same schedule as it has on my phone. But once I set the schedule, I cannot use the turn on DND for X amount of time feature on the watch, because whenever I do that, it will automatically turn off my scheduled DND. I can literally see that setting get turned off. What gives? Other than that though, everything else is to be expected from this watch. I turn on all of the health tracking features, and this watch is rather featureful, to be honest. There are also lots of built-in watch faces, but most of them looks boomer AF. So I just tap on that More button and that leads me to the Google Play Store. Of course, I installed both Facer and TimeFlick and started to explore thousands of different watch faces available, or to just make my own animated watch face. Eventually, I downloaded the one that is currently using right now because of its vibrant colors. I also downloaded Spotify because why not? It's a WearOS 3.5 smartwatch and we can do a lot of things with it. Okay, now let's talk about the battery life. True smartwatches like this one does not have good battery life, and I have just lived with that fact. The Xiaomi Watch 2 Pro can last for about 24 hours, which is decent. I usually charge it at around 8 PM and then wear it to sleep. The next day, I'll also have to charge it at 8 PM again with about 20% battery left. That's about it. So I'll say plan your day out if you don't want to wear a black circular bracelet on your hand, because just imagine if you want to go out to work at like 8 AM for example and then go home at 1 AM after partying real hard, then I don't think the battery of this watch will survive that long. Now, the charger that comes in the box is actually a USB Type-A charger, which is unfortunate since everything is moving to USB-C. Also, Xiaomi's website says that this watch comes with a magnetic charger, and while it is magnetic, you can clearly see two Pogo Pins on this charging puck, which means you technically are charging the watch using wired charging, which is definitely faster than wireless charging and also more efficient. But you will have to be careful since, these two exposed pins can get dirty, and if they are dirty, oxidized or has a layer of corrosion, yeah, that's a bad sign. Also, I tried placing this watch on a wireless charging pad and literally nothing happened. That means you will have to carry their own proprietary charger if you want to charge this watch midday or while you're traveling. That's rather unfortunate, and at least Samsung's watch can be charged with their own phones using wireless power share. Oh, let's not forget to talk about the strap width. Xiaomi's website did not mention what's the width, but they did tell us the size, as in the wrist circumference size, not the width strap size. It's only visible on the strap itself and it says 22mm, so do keep that in mind if you want to replace this strap. So for the price of 1,199 ringgit Malaysia, I do think that this is a very good smartwatch. Sure, there are some software issues here and there, and if Xiaomi does fix them, then this is going to be a recommended purchase. It is indeed more expensive than Samsung's own smartwatches, but remember, this Xiaomi smartwatch has all of its features available on non-Xiaomi phones as well, and I am using it with the Galaxy Z Fold 5 with this smartwatch for the entirety of this test. Samsung, despite having a lower price tag for its smartwatches, has a lot of features that only work if you pair it with a Samsung phone, unless you download those modified APKs. And I'm sure a lot of people do not want to do that. And that is all that we have to share with you in this video today. Are you going to get yourself a Xiaomi Smartwatch 2 Pro? Do let us know down in the comment section below. And remember to subscribe while you're on your way there, because more than 97% of our viewers have not subscribed yet. And clicking that single button will help us out a lot. And thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.